Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today. I'm going to wait just a few seconds to wait until everybody gets logged in and ready. I'll suggest you get your coffee, your notebook for notes, and be prepared to ask any questions at the end of the webinar. So we're just going to wait for everybody to join. If you can let me know where you're joining us from in the chat section, that'll be great. Good morning, everybody. Just going to wait a few seconds until everybody joins. Good morning. Of course. Good morning, Amanda. Wow. Ireland. Wow. Texas. Hi, Tennessee. All right. UK. Oh, Mirna. Hi, I recognize you. Hello. Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. California. Belgium. Oh, I had the opportunity to visit Belgium for the first time. That was amazing. Croatia. It's in my next list. Bahamas. Wow. You guys are all over. Thank you so much. All right. Well, good morning. At least it's good morning here. I am in Vancouver, Washington, United States. It's 8:11 in the morning, so we're going to get started. My name is Jaelia, or everybody calls me Yali because it's much easier. I am a certified podologist and an educator for Footlogix, and we're going to be talking today about our complete line of products and how to use them for your pedicures. I've been in the industry for about 8 years, and with Footlogix, I've been using Footlogix since I started in the business. However, I've been educating for them for about 4 years now. And I cannot tell you how much I love the line. So all the questions you might have, please ask them because I know Footlogix inside out. So today, this webinar is just going to be about our product line, how to use it, what is it good for, what kind of ingredients it has. And then this presentation is going to be recorded. So if you miss something or you lose connection, anything happens, just know that this is being recorded. It's going to be sent to you in about 48 hours, or it's going to be in your inbox. If you cannot find it in your inbox, always check your spam or junk. But it's going to be recorded there. It's going to be available for about 10 more days. So you can review it, take notes and everything. Right now, I encourage you to have a notepad and write down all of the important information that you're receiving. And at the end of the presentation, we're going to have a space for questions and answers. So you can write them in the Q&A box that we have on the presentation, and then I'll answer them at the end. I also have Jennifer, who is part of the Footlogix team, marketing team, and she will be answering your questions as well on the Q&A box as we go through the presentation. So we got you. All right, so welcome again to the Footlogix presentation. Welcome to the next generation of pedicures and foot care. We are going to be talking about Footlogix, the complete line. Whether this is your first time or whether you're joining us again for a refresher, you know that you can always learn new things with us. Before we start talking about our products, we always like to touch base about our feet because it's so important to understand how feet carry us for a lifetime, right? And the importance of taking care of them, the importance of loving them, importance of understanding how they work. They carry us for a lifetime, right? Since the moment we start walking until the very end. And we're going to walk about 115,000 miles in a lifetime. That's a lot of walking. If you think about it, that's about 4 times the circumference of planet Earth. So if you visualize that, right, that's a lot of walking. Yet we don't take care of our feet the way we should, right? We don't think about it. We just wash them, dry them, put them on a sock, and then we put them inside shoes and we forget about them. We don't look at them. We don't think about them until something starts hurting or starts feeling kind of different. So it is important to talk about the foot care, the importance of foot care, and reiterating to our clients the importance of taking care of it, because without feet, where we're gonna be, right? And when our feet hurt, our whole body hurts, right? So we need to take care of them. It can also resist 600 metric tons of force, so we can, carry a lot of weight in our body thanks to our feet. And we hit the ground around 10,000 times a day when we're walking. And it's important to know that 85% of the population needs or will need foot care at some point. So it's very important, to understand that. Our feet are in a different environment, and it's very important to understand that the care that we have for the skin of our body is going to be way different, like the skin in our feet. Why? Because our feet are in a different environment, and that environment is the shoes, right? And that environment is dark, it's moist, it's warm. So we're propense to, get bacterial infections and a lot of things. But before we get into that, let's talk about the differences of the skin of the body and the skin on the feet. As you can see in this image, take a moment to take a look at it and really notice the differences. And the first difference you're going to notice is the skin on the feet is way thicker than the skin on the body. It's about 30 layers of skin versus the one in the body. For example, the skin layers in our underarms is about 12 layers of skin, but in our feet and our sole, we have about 30 layers. And that is meant to help protect the foot while we're standing, while we're walking, running, doing our daily activities. And those 30 layers are going to absorb all that force, and it's going to protect our bones and muscles and nerves. And eventually, as we age and also with overuse and abuse, we also lose those layers of the skin and starts getting very thin. The other thing that we have on the skin on the feet and not on the skin of the body is that extra layer that is kind of white after the 30 layers. That layer over there is like our last line of defense. When our skin starts getting very thin, that is like the last layer of protection to protect our muscles and bones, okay? The other thing that we have on the skin of the body, but we don't have on the feet, is hair, right? This little black columns that you see on the left side, these are hair follicles, these are hair. We don't grow hair in the palm of our hands or on the sole of our feet, right? And that is because we don't have sebaceous glands on the skin of the feet and on the palm of our hands. Sebaceous glands are the ones that produce and absorb oil. And what we have on the skin on our feet and also on the palm of our hands is sweat glands, the ones that actually produce that sweat, right? And it's important to sweat on our feet and our palm of our hands because that is part of our metabolic exchange. It is important to sweat just because that keeps the moisture on our feet. So we don't have sebaceous glands on the skin on the feet. Yet, as you can see, most of the foot creams and everything are oil-based. And even though they feel amazing, they really don't give us the results that we're looking for because we don't have sebaceous glands on our feet, if that makes sense. So for me, this image is always fascinating because it really details and explains the difference on the skin of the feet and the skin of the body. And it might give you an idea as of why certain things do work on the feet and certain things maybe take longer or don't work at all on our feet, if that makes sense. So I hope you're taking notes. If you just join us, just letting you know that this webinar is being recorded, so don't worry if you missed the first part. So with that said, we can see that our clients' feet have changed. We're starting to see a lot of problems, a lot of skin problems and nail problems, a lot of calluses and fissures or cracks, right? And we need to understand what is causing them. We're also seeing a shift in the marketplace with our clients. Our consumers and clients are changing. They're demanding better products. They're demanding innovation. They're demanding results for several reasons. Not only they're looking for services that can actually address their problems, but we're seeing, at least in America, I can speak for, we're seeing a lack of healthcare access, and not a lot of our citizens have, access to doctors and and prescriptions. So they are looking for professionals that are well-trained and also provide results without having to have a prescription, right? Like a medical prescription. So we're looking for technicians or professionals that are more educated, that know what they're doing, and that they understand how our feet work, and be able to, recommend products that are actually going to make changes in our feet. So we're starting to see that more than ever. And to understand why we get dry skin, it's not only the products that we're using, right? It's not just when your client sits down on your chair and says, oh, Yali, I've been using this cream for so long and it just doesn't work and nothing works on my feet. And yeah, you're going to tell me Footlogix works, but nothing works on my feet. Well, it's important to understand why we get dry, why our skin gets dry. And it starts with lifestyle, with, the increase of diabetics and immunocompromised, cancer patients, obesity, the lifestyle of like being super active or being super sedentary, we're seeing the extremes. All this starts affecting our system, our circulatory system, our bodies, and we start seeing venous insufficiency. And the signs of venous insufficiency, or it's called chronic venous insufficiency, it's the signs of the spider veins, the varicose veins, right? We're starting seeing that our circulatory system is not working as it should, or it's starting getting impaired. So when that happens, we start seeing an impaired elimination of metabolic waste. With our circulatory system, that comprises the veins, the arteries, and the lymphatic system, we're starting to see that our lymphatic system, which is our system that gets our waste and our ingredients delivered, is not working as it should. And that starts causing poor microcirculation. And when we have poor microcirculation, we get an impaired sweat production, meaning that we're not sweating as we should, or, we're starting getting a little dry. And that decreases the dermal moisture. So if we start getting dry, then what happens? We start seeing cracks, we start seeing lesions, micro lesions. The skin just opens and it stays open because there's nothing there to help keep the moisture there. So this here is a representation of the vicious cycle as of why we get dry. It's not just product, it's also our lifestyle, the medications that we take, the life that we're living, right? And how it affects our bodies. So it's very important to understand that when our feet get dry, it's not necessarily product, it's more internal, and it will affect people more than some more than others, just because we don't know what's going on internally, right? We can look at two different feet. One is a diabetic and one is just maybe a middle-aged person that has left a healthy life, and we're going to see two different states on the feet just because of what's going on internally. So it's now when the client says, I've been using this cream forever, nothing works. Now you can say, actually it's something internal, and let me explain why. And then you can explain that to the client to make them understand that the majority, what's impacting the majority is inside in our system. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And then when we get dry, right, and the skin gets dry and it starts getting micro lesions and it opens, then it becomes more than just dry skin. We start seeing other issues. It could be, fungal infections, bacterial infections. The skin opens and there's a fissure, ragate, a crack, right? Depending where you are, you have different terms. We start getting the skin very rough and calluses, and the nails start dehydrating and all that. So it is very important to understand why we need to keep that moisture on the feet to avoid all of these issues. When the skin is intact, meaning the dermal moisture is on point, everything is moisturized and happy, then we can avoid all of these issues that we see every day with our clients. Okay. So our goal as pedicurists, podologists, foot care specialists, whatever your profession might be, is to really not only take care of the feet, but to make the client understand that it's important to moisturize their feet every day, especially with products that are actually going to do that. because that way it keeps the skin healthy to do its function of protection and to keep it, when it's healthy and protected, we can walk on beds full of fungus and warts and things, and we're not going to pick up anything. When our skin is dry and traumatized with the micro lesions, that's when we pick up all the nasty stuff from the floor and we start seeing all these issues with people. Okay, so it's very important to understand that our goal as pedicurists is not only to make the feet look beautiful and, the nails painted and done and whatever, but to add that moisture that is so needed on the skin. Okay, so then effective foot care, to say that we're doing it effectively, that we're doing it right, we need products that can actually enhance the skin function. And the skin function, like I said before, is protection. And it protects us from lesions, from bacteria, from fungus, from mechanical injuries, from everything. It also helps add moisture to the epidermis to leave it healthy, to leave it intact, okay? Also, the effective foot care must deliver ingredients to the layers of the skin. On the skin, we have 3 layers. We have the epidermis, which is the external one that we can actually touch. We also have the dermis, which is the middle layer where all of our nerve supplies and the sweat glands are. And then we have the subcutaneous layer, which is where our muscles and fat and everything is stored, okay? Within the epidermis, so the first layer of the skin, there's 5 layers inside the epidermis. So any product that I use for foot care must penetrate the 5 layers of the epidermis and stay there. Okay, so that's very important to understand. And also, the products that I'm going to use, they should not seal the skin with occlusive oils. Occlusive means sealing it. And the problem with sealing the skin is that it does not allow the metabolic exchange of carbon dioxide and the vitamins and everything. And it just seals the skin and it does not allow it to perspire. And when that happens, there's other issues that could happen when you seal the skin. So things like, a common example that I can give you so you get the visual is like using products like petroleum base or Vaseline here in the US, right? That's a brand that is just seals the skin. It feels good, but it's not allowing the skin to perspire, and that can have contraindications, okay? So to recap, the effective foot care should enhance the skin function, which is protection. It should add the moisture to the epidermis to keep the skin healed and intact. It should deliver the ingredients to all the layers of the skin, so the 5 layers of the epidermis, and it should not seal the skin with occlusive products, meaning allowing it to perspire, okay? You can leave all your questions in the Q&A, I'll answer them at the end. So with that said, what kind of products can we use? Hence, Footlogix, right? That's why we have been in business for so long. With Footlogix, what makes Footlogix special is we have a technology that is unique and patented by in North America, and it's unique and exclusive to us, and it's called the dermal infusion technology, or DIT. This technology was developed and created in the University of Miami in Florida, and what it does is a delivery system. And what it does is, as soon as the product touches the skin, as you can see in the visual, it goes through the 5 layers of the epidermis and it stays there, creating a protective barrier. And as soon as it stays there, it exfoliates naturally with the skin. What does that mean? It means that our skin has a cycle, right? And the cycle is we start renewing new skin cells. That's why we get dead skins all the time. When we rub it with a towel or when we use a scrub, right? We can renew those dead skin cells. So with that cycle of the skin, where the skin is renewing every 30 days, that means that as soon as my product makes contact with the skin, goes right in, it creates that protective barrier, it stays there, and then it comes out renewing with the skin. So I hope that makes sense. Now, the dermal infusion technology, it does not penetrate the dermis area because that's the blood supply, the nerve supply. It does not go to the dermis area. It just stays on the epidermis, on the external layer, and it stays right there. So again, this is a technology that is unique to Footlogix. Nobody else can claim it, and it was developed here in North America in the University of Miami in Florida. So it's really, really awesome. That is why when you put Footlogix on you, you don't feel like it's greasy, you feel like it's fast absorbing, and you can see faster results because it's actually in the skin, not on top of the skin like the majority of the other products that just stay on, and it takes so long to get absorbed, okay? I hope that makes sense. Our products also, our formulas also have unique products and have a lot of innovation. We use an advanced technology to deliver actives into the skin and nails. That's the dermal infusion technology that I just explained. All of our products create a protective barrier while still allowing the skin to transpire, so it does not block it, does not seal it, okay? And it allows the perspiration, it allows the skin to do its function without blocking it. And our products contain state-of-the-art ingredients. We have urea, we have the enzyme CoQ10, and we also have spirulina. Urea is a humectant. It's an ingredient that is a humectant. It is, you know, it's part of our metabolic system as well. But the most important thing is urea is a humectant and a hygroscopic ingredient. And that means that it has the ability to attract and retain moisture, okay? Urea is also anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and it helps, it's also called, I have the word in Spanish. I'm also bilingual, so sorry. It's also antipruritic, which means that it helps with the itchiness. Okay, so urea has a lot of benefits. It's also rejuvenating. So that's why when you put it on, you can see the skin, it gets like super happy. You don't see a lot of lines. It doesn't see so dehydrated. And those are the effects of urea. The enzyme, the coenzyme Q10, it's an coenzyme that we can find in a lot of products, in a lot of foods that we consume. And this ingredient is actually common in our face skin and our skincare for our face, because it helps with the wrinkles and rejuvenating and everything. So it helps mimic the composition of the skin. And then we have spirulina, which is antimicrobial. It's also antibacterial, and is derived from algae or seaweed. So it's a natural component that is very powerful when it's, you know, when it comes to bacteria and fungus. So it's really, really great. In some countries, we see products with spirulina and some with clotrimazole, depending on the regulations of the country. So just look at your antifungal line, okay? And we'll talk about it in a second. Our unique selling proposition, or USP, this is the part where I always recommend our pedicurists that use our products and love it and believe in it to memorize these 4 points, because these are the descriptions that we're going to give to the client. And the more you practice it, the more natural it's going to come, right? But it's very important to understand these 4 factors of what makes Footlogix very unique and why we use it and why our clients should use it. The first one is that it's the world's first and only pediceutical foot care line. The word pediceutical, it is registered and trademarked and exclusive to us in Footlogix, meaning that we have state-of-the-art ingredients and some pharmaceuticals in it in some cases. It is non-occlusive, meaning that it does not seal the skin, and that means that it allows it to perspire. So it's not going to feel greasy, it's not going to feel oily, okay? It's not going to feel like it's sealing the skin. It is fast absorbing with no greasy residue. And that's something that we get from clients all the time. When they put it on, they're like, wow, I don't feel like it's greasy. I don't feel like I need to like wipe my hands or wipe my feet. You know, it's just fast absorbing. And that is thanks to the dermal infusion technology. And that is the fourth point. We have the revolutionary dermal infusion technology, that what it means is as soon as the product makes contact with the skin, it goes right in and it stays right there. So that's the way that you should explain it. So when I talk to my clients and I say, hey, this is why I use Footlogix. It's the world's first and only pediceutical foot care line, meaning that has state-of-the-art ingredients and pharmaceuticals in some products. It's non-occlusive, so it's not going to seal the skin. It is fast absorbing and doesn't leave any greasy or oily residue. So you can put it on, wait a minute, and just keep going. You can put your socks, you can walk bare feet, you can do whatever you want on your daily, routine. And it has the dermal infusion technology. That it means that as soon as it makes contact with the skin, it's going to be absorbed and all the ingredients get delivered into the layers of the skin. It's just going to stay there, providing the results that we're looking for. So that's kind of like the conversation. As you can see, it comes out very naturally because this is something that I preach every day, that I talk to my clients every day. So it's important for you to practice it, and understand these 4 points, and explain it to the client, because I feel like when the client understands the product better, then they're going to use it more at home. Okay. So our products, we have a wide range of products for everybody's needs. We have a professional range. That's the range that you're going to be used at your pedicure station, at your clinic. Okay. But we also have products that we're going to give to the client, sell to the client, to continue that care at home. And it's very important. Footlogix was the pioneer company that really instilled on us the importance of foot care at home. Why? Because as pedicurists, we can only do so much in an hour with a client, an hour and a half, depending how long your service is. But then we don't see that client until 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, right? We don't see them that often, but the client sees their feet every day, right? So that means that we should put that responsibility of taking care of their feet in the client's hands, and they should use the products every day to continue the results that we have given them in the pedicure, and to also address a lot of issues that they might have that we could not solve in that initial appointment, or we just couldn't solve it. We can't solve it in a pedicure. So it's very important to put that responsibility on the client and be like, look, you love your feet, they're happy right now after the pedicure. I need you to continue that care, to continue the results, and to improve the state of your skin. So that's why Footlogix was one of the first companies that provided not only a professional range for me to do a pedicure, but products to be able to provide solutions to the client, so then they can continue those results at home. And we have advanced and nail care products, antifungal, antibacterial. We have moisturizing solutions. We have at-home pedicure products if they want to continue that pedicure at home, or they know people that maybe they don't like to come to get pedicures. And we have specialty solutions for certain problems, that need some addressing. So we're going to go over all of that. We're first going to start with the professional range. But before we do that, what differentiates Footlogix from the competition? Why Footlogix and not everybody else? One, is transformational. It really gives us the results that we're looking for. It really does what it says it's going to do. It's economical, less expensive per pedicure. If you know how much it costs you as the professional to actually do a pedicure, what's your cost per client, then you're going to love this. The cost of doing a pedicure using just Footlogix, I'm not counting nail files, buffers, polish, or anything like that, just the product, is about $1.25. So that's your cost for doing pedicures. So it's very economical versus other products. It is easy to use. You don't need extensive training. You don't need, there's not a lot of complex steps or anything like that. It's very easy to use, not only for you, that's the professional, but also as for the client. It is safe for all skin types and is family friendly. It doesn't matter if a person is, a young adult, elderly, if it's diabetic, if it's cancer patient, if it's immunocompromised, we can use these products on all of them. And when it's family friendly, means that we can use these products no matter the age. At least for me and my personal experience, I've been using Footlogix with my 5-year-old niece, and I've been using it since she's 4. So it is family friendly. It does not cause any, sensitiveness or allergies or anything like that. It is just great. So again, transformational, economical, easy to use, safe for all skin types, and family friendly. Okay. So the professional product range. Here, I'm going to present to you everything that we use on our pedicure station, what is it for, how to use it, and everything. Okay, so make sure you're taking notes. Here, the way we present it is in a suggested order on how you should do your pedicures. And also, I want you to know that from all the infinite reasons as of why I love Footlogix, and one of those reasons is it doesn't matter the type of pedicure technique that you're using, you can use Footlogix no matter what. What I mean by that is if you are a technician or a professional that does a water pedicure or a dry pedicure or a soakless pedicure, a steam pedicure, whatever your technique might be, Footlogix fits into your protocol. Okay, so first we start with the foot soak concentrate, which is the number 13. This one is it's a soap, it's a pH balanced soap, it's antibacterial, it contains urea to start hydrating the skin. And this will be your first step when your client sits down. Your client sits down, you do a little consultation evaluation, making sure nothing has changed or asking key questions when they are coming for the first time, right? And then we're going to go ahead and cleanse, what's it called, sanitize their feet, right? Disinfect their feet, sorry, that was the word I was looking for. So if you're using water in your pedicures, you're going to fill your tub, and then you're going to use a little cap size of the foot soak. You kind of touch it a little bit to make it soapy, and then they're gonna soak their feet for about 5 to 10 minutes. And what that will do is cleanse the skin and also moisturize it. If you do soakless like me, where you're not soaking in water, but you still use a water element, what I do is I get their feet wet, and then I put a little bead per foot in my hand. I kind of emulsify it, and then I cleanse their feet. And that way I am cleansing and also moisturizing their feet. It comes in 3 sizes, from gallon, half a gallon to retail. This is something you can sell to the client as a antibacterial soap, as you know, for somebody that likes to soak in their tub. It's very moisturizing. As a matter of fact, this is my shower gel, if that makes sense. So since I've been using it, I have noticed a great improvement where my skin feels so hydrated, so happy, and cleansed. It doesn't have any fragrances or synthetic oils or perfumes. So, you know, it's safe for all types of skin. So it's just great. Then after that, we have the number 15, which is the exfoliating seaweed scrub. It gently exfoliates and promotes the circulation. What it has is it has seaweed in it, laminaria seaweed, which is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. It also contains 5 essential oils. We have lime, mandarin, spearmint, rosemary, and lemongrass. And again, these essential oils were purposely made for this, you know, added to this formula just because we want to soothe the skin. We want to help it get, you know, it's anti-inflammatory. So most of our clients, you know, they come with their feet and ankles and they're swollen because of their activities of the day or whatever they might be. So it helps with that inflammation. It helps moisturize the skin, and it's just great. It has all the benefits that you need. And what makes this scrub very special is that it's not sugar based, it is not salt based. When you look at those particles of those scrubs, I don't know if you guys have used like a sugar-based scrub, but when you use it, your skin feels kind of tight. It feels like itching. And that is because when you look at the particle of the sugar or the salt under microscope, what you're going to see is a crystallized particle, right? So it has sharp edges, and that scratches the skin and it gets all that natural oil out. And that's why we feel like we need to lather ourselves with creams again, because our skin feels that way. With this exfoliator, we don't have to worry about that because what it has is polished pumice stone. So what it is every particle of the pumice stone gets filed. So when you look at the particle under a microscope, it's a perfect sphere, no sharp edges or anything. So when you do your scrub, it's still going to do its job. However, it's not going to make you feel like you've been scratched or deprived of your natural oils. So it's safe for every skin type. For diabetics, right, that their skin is so delicate, or elderly clients, we have that safety knowing that it's not going to create micro lesions on the skin. This one comes in 2 sizes. The reason why we don't have a gallon is because we like to keep the product fresh. So we don't want it sitting in a shelf for a very long time and then it loses its effectiveness. So I kind of like that as well. Another amazing thing about the scrub is that it can turn into a mask, a detoxifying mask. So that means that you're going to do your scrub, you're going to let it dry, it's going to become transparent, and then you can leave it on for about 5 minutes and it becomes a detox mask. Now, Detoxifying doesn't mean that they're going to lose weight or that we're going to get a lot of internal things. That's not what we're talking about here. Detoxifying mask means that it's going to get all that superficial dirt and things on the bacteria from the skin just out, and it's just going to detox it. And so it leaves the skin very soft, very happy, and you can see the differences. Okay. Why do we include the exfoliating on the second step after cleansing the skin? That's very unique for Footlogix, and it kind of threw me off on the first time when I learned it for the first time, because usually in beauty schools or as you learn how to do a foot care pedicure, exfoliation usually comes at the last step as a finishing kind of step. But with Footlogix, they suggest it on the second step, just because that way it will allow you to help with calluses or rough skin, or not having to do a lot of work when it comes to filing. So it kind of helps loosen that skin as well. So here is when I tell my professionals, you can do this step as you wish. We suggest on the second step, but if you want to do it at the end, that's fine. There's no pedicure police. Your pedicure station, your rules, right? So you do it in whatever step you like. But I love this exfoliation. This is also something that you can use in your whole body. This is also my to-go-to exfoliator for my whole body as well, once a week. So it is just great. Okay, so it has a lot of benefits. If you're using water, you're going to, exchange the water that you use for your foot soak already. Get clean water, do your scrub, rinse it, discard it. If you do soakless, then just get the foot wet, put a little nickel size, for the scrub, emulsify it, and then exfoliate the leg and the foot if you have access. And then if you're going to leave it as a mask, the way I do it is I leave it to dry, and then I use hot towels, wet hot towels, and then I wrap the foot on it, and then just leave it in for about 5 minutes until the towel gets cold. And it's so relaxing. It feels spa-like, and it's providing the benefits that we need. Okay. So this is how you can use the scrub. You can also sell it to the client because it can be used as a exfoliating scrub for the whole body. I actually sell this a lot for my elderly clients and diabetic clients because their feet get so dry and there's a lot of dead skin accumulated on top of it. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So it's great to have them use it once a week to just promote that skin rejuvenation. Okay. I'm giving you a lot of information. Sorry. That's how I am. I'm an educator by trade, so that's what I do. All right. So our feet is cleansed. It is exfoliated. Now it's time to finally work on those nails and the skin. So we're going to use the cuticle softener number 11, which effectively softens the cuticles and the hard skin buildup around the nail fold and under the free edge of the toenail. So this one, as you can see, it has a pinpointer applicator. So you just turn it upside down, and then you're gonna put 1 drop of that cuticle softener per toenail. In the big toe, on the digit number 1, you are going to put 1 to 2 drops because we have a larger area. And what it does is the formulation contains urea, so it's going to moisturize the skin, but it's going to soften it. That's why it's called a cuticle softener. And what it does is the formulation is a little bit, it has like a medium viscosity, so it's not completely liquid. So when you put that dot in every toenail, it's going to slowly spread and stay there on the nail fold, on the sidewalls. It's also gonna soften the toenail, so it will be easy to cut, to trim, to file, to clean, all that. Okay, and that's what it does. It's not as fast absorbing because of the medium viscosity, and it's just great. Because it's a cuticle softener, meaning that it uses a moisturizing ingredient to soften the skin, there's no need to rinse it with water. There's no need to remove it. You can just leave it there and it will continue to moisturize until it's done. With this, you're going to be using our excavator with the round edge and file. This is a dual excavator that has like a spoon or an excavator on one side, and then it has a file on the other one. We call it an ingrown toenail file. So with that one, with this spoon part, you're going to be cleaning the cuticle area, the sidewalls, under it, getting all that gunk, all that, what I call it, treasures. I tell my clients, let me see how many treasures I'm going to find. and it's just getting all that gunk out, right? And then the dual file, the Ingram file, what you can use it for is sometimes we have nails that are very curved and they bother at the corner. So we kind of get in that corner over there and then we just kind of file it so it doesn't poke the client no more. You can also use it on the sidewall to get any attached skin or anything like that. So it's just great. This is made of a stainless steel, German steel, so you can disinfect it, you can sterilize it in your autoclave, and it's just gonna last you because it's a high quality metal. So these are gonna be your best friends when it comes to cleaning the toenails, okay? Then we have the callus softener, the number 18. This product has won, I believe it's been 3 consecutive years where it has won the best product for pedicures, the best callus softener for pedicures. Why? Because it uses urea to soften the skin, but it continues to hydrate, okay? So this one, when you have the foot in front of you, you have done your foot soak, your exfoliation, you have put the cuticle softener in all the toenails. I just grab the callus softener and I go to town with it. Just couple of sprays on the sole of the feet, and because it moisturizes while having urea, I actually put it on top of the foot and also in the leg if I have access, just because I want the skin to absorb the urea and get moisturized, okay? But there's no need for filing. But that's how I use it. You use it the way you understand it better. So you get that sole of the foot there, spray with the callus softener, and it takes about a minute to act. So you spray it on. After the minute, it's going to start feeling a little sticky. That's how you know that it's ready to file, to get all that dead skin out and also calluses. If it's too wet, it's not going to work as proper. So just make sure that it feels sticky. If it gets dry on you because it gets absorbed fast, just add a little bit more to reactivate it. No problem. What I love about this callus softener is that there's no need to wrap it. There's no need to put hot towels or saran wrap or anything like that. You just spray it, wait a minute, and then use the foot file to go to town with it. This one comes in 3 sizes. This formulation, we do not sell it to the client because there is a formulation specifically for home use. This is just professional use. So this is one that you're not going to sell to the client. Also, the cuticle softener, you're not going to sell it to the client either, okay? So this is not an aggressive formula. It does not need to be washed off. It will continue to hydrate even after the pedicure is done. It has the urea, so it continues to hydrate, to moisturize, I'm sorry, and to soften the skin. And then with this one, we're going to use it with our stainless steel foot file. This is hands down, one of the best foot files in the market for pedicures. And if you agree with me, make sure you write it on the chat because it is one of the best. It is lightweight. It is all made of stainless steel, Solingen, German steel. So it's going to last you a long while. When I'm telling you, I have my original foot file from 2018 and it still works great. And all I do is pedicures. I'm still using it. This is how great this foot file is. So what you see here is it's a metal plaque. There's nothing attached to it. There's no diamonds embedded. There's no sanding band. There's nothing embedded. What it is imagine a full steel plaque, right? Just a piece of steel, and then it gets under an engraved machine, and everything that you see there is engraved. It's laser engraved. So the texture, the indentations, the branding, all of that is laser engraved. So there's nothing there that gets stuck. And that's important to know. Why? Because it's not going to shed things. It's not going to lose any particles. It's just all made of steel. And it has a coarse side, and a fine side. The coarse side, you're going to use it to remove most of the, reduce most of the calluses, corns, anything like that, dead skin, rough skin. And then the fine side is to really seal that skin and to make it smooth. Okay, so that's why you have both sides. When you grab it, you're going to notice that it's very lightweight. So the correct way to grab it is not with the 5 fingers and just grabbing it like that, because then you're going to be forced to use it this way and you may injure your shoulder and your arm or just get it tired. After 8 clients, your arm is going to fall off. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab it with 3 fingers. Okay. Just like I'm holding my phone with 3 fingers. And that's how you're going to use it, because the callus softener is already softening the skin, and then the foot file is so lightweight, you don't really need to go and put a lot of force to remove any dead skin. It just comes off really easy if you're using the combo. So I just love this foot file for so many reasons. Also, the texture that you see, the little indentations, that is purposely made so that way when you're filing the skin, there's no dead skin that gets attached to the file and gets it clogged, and then you having to stop and going to rinse it. What it does is it pushes the skin out so that way when you file, you see things coming out. Perfect. That's what we want. We don't want to stop, right? And consume more time having to go and rinse our foot file and then coming back. So that's what the indentations are for. And for me, that is just so mind-boggling. Like, I just love the design. They have thought about everything. When you compare this foot file with other ones in the market, you're really going to see that it's going to save you time and money. If we compare it to the peel and stick, right? We know that we have to buy the restocking, the fills for the peel and stick, and that costs money, right? Also the pumice stone or rasp graters, things like that are too aggressive. They actually have sharp edges that they can create lesions to the skin. So with the Footlogix foot file, there's, it's not aggressive. It's not gonna shred the skin. It's not gonna create any micro lesions. It's just safe for every type of skin. So that's why we suggest that you use this one and replace it with everything that you have. Okay. We also have a version for the client that we're going to talk about later, that is going to be safe for them to use at home as well. So as you can see, I love this foot file. This is a before and after using the callus softener with the foot file, and you can see the differences, how the skin looks healthy and happy and pink and soft. This is thanks to the combo. And you can see, you have seen all the results. Then after that, we have done our cleansing, our exfoliation. We have worked the cuticles and the toenails. We have worked the skin as well. Now we are ready to do our finishing steps. We are going to use the cuticle conditioner, the number 12. Cuticle conditioner is what is going to replace your cuticle oil. And I don't know if you guys know this, and this is extra just because I like to give extra information, but the reason we have cuticle oil in our industry is because it was the only product that they made that actually helped increase the elasticity of the skin and help improve the appearances of the skin in our fingernails. But in our feet, we don't have anything to hydrate the cuticles or anything like that. And one of the reasons is, one, we don't really use cuticle oil on our feet, but also knowing that our feet cannot absorb oil, there's no sense of putting cuticle oil in it, right? So we have formulated a cuticle conditioner that is made of urea, that has vitamin E, aloe vera, and sunflower seed oil. And it just moisturizes and protects the cuticle and the dry skin around the toenails. And it improves the state of the skin, it prevents hangnails, and it also improves the state of the nail as well because it gets absorbed really nice. It has that dermal infusion technology. It doesn't have any alcohol or synthetic oils, and it has a pointer application. So you turn it around and then you just put one little drop in every toenail and then just massage it so it can get absorbed really easily. So that will be your finishing product. You could sell this to the client if you want to. I actually use it for my manicures as well. I don't use cuticle oil anymore just because I had this dilemma of I will put the hand lotion and the cuticle oil and those hands will look so shiny and happy and everything. And then at the end of the service, the client will be like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. And then they'll rinse everything off and I had to start all over again and that product was lost. So with the cuticle conditioner and the hand cream from Footlogix that we'll talk about later, I know that as soon as I put it on, it gets absorbed. It's right in the 5 layers of the epidermis. And that's it. If they rinse their hands, if they wash their hands with soap, that product's not going to come off. It's just staying there. So it has really improved my clients' fingernails as well. I know we're talking about feet, but just giving you my personal experience as of how you can use the cuticle conditioner. I just love it. I actually use it on a daily basis as well. Okay. Then after the cuticle conditioner on feet, now we're going to use our massage formula to give a massage if you give a massage to clients. This one has urea to just continue improving that moisture, to add moisture and to improve the state of the skin. It doesn't have any perfumes or fragrances or synthetic oils. It only has sunflower seed oil and urea. Why we have this sunflower seed oil? Because it helps really mimic the composition of the skin, but it also allows it for you to have, to be able to massage and, not just, it's not going to get so dry on you, if that makes sense. It has the dermal infusion technology. It is not greasy and not occlusive. It doesn't have any fragrances, like I said before. So this is where you can be a little creative on your massage. If you want to make it, like a spa massage, or use like essential oils for aromatherapy, you could customize it the way you want to, just because this massage formula has nothing added other than urea and sunflower seed oil. This also can be used as a body lotion. So because it has all these properties. So this is something that I sell to clients all the time too, just as a body lotion, just because it absorbs quickly and it just feels so nice on your body. So try it if you don't believe me. I also get creative, and I suggest that you get creative as well. Every February, we celebrate Valentine's Day here in the US, which is like the day of love and friendship. So I kind of sell it as, hey, give your partner a foot massage. And I make it like a little package where I have the massage formula and some, chocolates, and they just use it for that. So get creative. Clients love it. So if at this point you're like, say less, Yali, I want to try Footlogix. This is my first time being here. I had no idea how great it is. I just want to try it. You can try it with this 8-piece professional kit. It will give you about 50 to 60 pedicures and includes everything that you need to get started on a pedicure. So it has the cuticle softener, conditioner, the foot soak, the scrub, the callus softener, hydrating mousse, and a massage formula with the foot file. It also includes the consultation pad and a home care pad. Something that I really admire about Footlogix is that they understand the importance of foot care. So they do provide resources for us to be able to do our jobs better. So the consultation pad, what it is it's just a little sheet where you ask key questions to the clients, and you can do like an evaluation and a consultation, asking things like, are you diabetic? Are you taking any medications that I should be aware of? And then evaluating that foot and making notes if they have dry skin, calluses, warts, potential onychomycosis, potential fungal infection on the skin, all that stuff. And then in the back side of the consultation pad, it has like a little image of the foot where you can mark things, you can make notes, and it also provides a space for recording or filing, right, your pedicure. So today's date, this is what we did, this is what we talked about, these are the recommendations that we gave them, and then who was the pedicurist. So it's great to keep a file for your clients and know where you left off, and then continue the service and follow up with the client. So that way they know that you care, right? They also have a home care pad, which it's just a little notebook, a little sheet that we can give our clients with the recommendations for products and what other recommendations we can give them. So on the front page is recommending the products. So it has all the Footlogix products for home care use. So you'll be like, okay, I need you to use the tincture, or I need you to use the mousse and whatever. And then on the back side of that pad, you have space for recommendations. So use the mousse twice a day, or use the tincture twice a day. Make sure that you cleanse your feet and that you use compression socks. Whatever recommendations you're giving to the client, you can write it down there and just give it to the client. Why? Because we can give so much information to clients and they're not going to remember anything that we said. But if we write it down, they can always refer back to it and, just follow it. So I love that they think about everything. Also, we are huge about education. We believe in education because if you understand how to use our products, but also if you understand how feet work, then you're going to do a better service to our clients. So we do provide education almost every month for free, as now, right? We're doing this webinar about product knowledge, but we also talk about other things like fungus among us, the diabetes. We have other topics that we talk about that are very beneficial for you. So we're all about education. So you will have exclusive access to the VIP Education Hub with videos and educational materials. Subscribe to our blogs and everything. We're all about education because we believe that if you're successful, then we're going to be successful, right? We also have counter displays. If you want to show off, the products, we have like the best-selling retail counter display, and we also have the advanced skin and nail care display where it has our antimicrobial and antifungal products. I love that it comes with pictures of before and after. And if you speak Spanish and you just happen to be in this webinar in English, we do Spanish webinars as well. I teach them as well. But what I want to say is that this displays, that little image with the before and after pictures, if you flip it, it's in Spanish. So thank you, Footlogix, for thinking about that. And then when you see that QR code on the little display counter, if they scan that, it's just going to take you to the page where it lists all the products with their descriptions and everything. So again, they have thought about everything. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but every product, Footlogix products, has a QR code on the back side of the bottle. If you scan that, it will take you to the page for that specific product, what it lists the ingredients, what is it good for, and even videos on how to use it. So again, they have thought about everything. There's no excuses, okay? We also have a 3-tier retail display pre-pack. This is for our callus softener and foot file combo to use at home. And then we're going to talk about in detail about this product in a second, but you also have that display for clients, okay? We also have our 4-piece precision implement kit. I love this implement kit. I use it every day. I love it. It contains the toenail nipper concave toenail clipper, essentially. What I like about it is that it's concave, meaning that it's curved, so that way you can see where you're going instead of going just straight, to clip like conventional toenail clippers. It stays sharp. You don't need to resharpen. It's made of the German steel that is just going to last you. This whole implement kit, you can disinfect, you can sterilize in your autoclave, and it's just going to last you a good while. It also includes a flat nipper, the excavator with the round edge and the ingrown file, and it also includes a double-sided stainless steel file. This one is about 180 grit, so it's great for natural nails, great for toenails. It's not gonna cut, it's safe for diabetics. It's just great. It comes in a leather case, so you can carry it with you if you're a mobile professional, or you can just keep it dry and safe there, in your station. So I love it. You should have more than one. Okay, so we talk about the pedicure station, how to do your pedicure protocol. Now we're going to talk about the consumer product range. So what we're going to recommend to our clients. We already did our pedicure. Now we're going to talk about at-home foot care. First, we're going to start with our moisturizing solutions, which is the blue line, if you will. The number one is the DD Cream Mousse. Who doesn't love this product? I just love it. DD stands for double defense, and that is because it contains urea. So it has all the properties of urea: moisturizing, anti-inflammatory, antipyretic. It is hygroscopic, meaning that it helps attract and retain moisture, but it also contains spirulina. And spirulina is antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, so it's going to protect the skin while it's being moisturized, okay? It comes in 2 sizes because we have the retail size for the client, but then we have the professional size, which is for us. This is going to be one of the formulas that you're going to have in your pedicure station. And when you're following the pedicure protocol, and we did the foot soak, the scrub, the cuticle softener, the callus softener, then we did the cuticle conditioner. That's when you're going to put your mousse. And then you're going to go with your massage formula. Why before? Because the massage formula is a little thicker than your mousse. So if you put your mousse after the massage, it might not penetrate the same way as it should. So you're always going to do your mousse first and then your massage formula. So if you have a little note there, just make sure that you write it down. So that should be the order of things. Cuticle conditioner, mousse, massage formula. Okay? With the DD Cream Mousse, it is recommended to be best used at night, just because when you compare the formulation of all the mousses, this is just a little thicker than the others, but you can use it day or night. It doesn't matter, okay? It is just great. Other uses that I have for this mousse that are not necessarily feet. I just love it for clients that might suffer from eczema or psoriasis or contact dermatitis. As long as it's not inflamed, open, anything like that, when it's dry and scaly, that's when I use the DD cream. Why? Because it helps, improve the state of the skin with the urea and moisturize it. But with the urea being anti-pruritic, meaning helping with the itch, and the spirulina, it's just gonna really help that area to heal and to not get so itchy that they scratch and then they turn into lesions. So that's one of the reasons I love the DD cream, just because of all those properties. I also use it for my tattoos. It's something not so conventional. It has nothing to do with feet, but it really helps keep those colors completely bright and shine. So I use it on a daily basis for my tattoos, and I swear it's what's keeping them so like new, and it's been years since I have them. So if you have a tattoo that has been a couple of years old and it's kind of fading away, try it on. You're gonna see the difference. So those are like little unconventional uses for the DD cream. That when I mention it, it's like, what? But every type of feet, no problem, you can use it. I just love the DD cream. This is a before and after 3 days, no pedicures, just using the product. You can see the change of the skin being so perky and pink and happy. It provides the results really fast. Okay. Then we have the daily maintenance formula, number 2. This is for normal to dry skin. From all the moisturizing formulas, this is going to be the most lightweight. This is for people that I say they have perfect skin. No micro lesions, no cracks, no anything. It's a healthy young adult, or it just has perfect feet. It's just going to maintain the results that we already have. So that's why it's called daily maintenance, just to keep those results. So as you can see, the before and after, we have a skin that is intact. It's just needing a little bit of moisture, and then you can see the after. Okay. So young adult, teenagers, perfect skin, perfect feet, daily maintenance is for you. And I kind of give this descriptions and these visuals just because sometimes we get a little bit confused as how to use the mousses. Well, which one is what and how should I recommend it? Well, I'm hoping that with the little nuggets of information I'm giving you, you can discern when and where to recommend these mousses to your clients depending on their skin. Then we have the number 3, which is the very dry skin formula. It really cares and protects and moisture the skin. This one has urea, just like always, and it comes in the retail size and the professional size. So in your pedicure station, you should have the very dry skin formula and the DD cream as moisturizing solutions. That's it on your pedicure station. Okay. Why do I say that? Because I feel like when I have new professionals introduced to Footlogix, they want to have the whole range in their pedicure station. And you really don't need that, because I don't need to put antifungal solution or a specialty solution on the client, because on that first contact, it's just not going to do what we're trying to do. These other products are for daily use at home, so then they can see the results. So what I'm going to keep is the very dry skin formula and the DD cream, just to instantly moisturize the skin, because that's my goal as pedicurist. Okay, so you don't need to have the whole range in your pedicure station. I hope that makes sense. With this one, I recommend it for elderly and diabetics, just because as soon as you put it on, it takes less than a minute to get so dry. So there's no risk for falling or for being, feeling like they can't put their socks on or anything like that. But if you have a diabetic or an elderly person and you run out of the very dry skin formula, you can still recommend the DD cream. It does not matter, okay? I'm just giving you the differences as of why we recommend it for certain types, okay? So DD cream, very dry skin formula for everybody, no, it doesn't matter, okay? Then we have the crack heel formula, the number 3 plus. This is for severely cracked heels or fissures or ray gates if you're in Canada, okay? This is for skin that has opened, that has bled, that is, is exposed to bacteria and pathogens. And it hurts, right? This one has urea, but it also contains evening primrose oil, which helps seal the skin from the inside out. Okay. It does not leave any greasy residues or oily. And this is just for deep cracks. It takes about 30 days to heal because that's the cycle of skin renewal. So if a client puts it on, make sure that it's every day without miss, and they're going to start seeing how the cracks get better. Now, this is not for the skin that feels rough, that has superficial cracks. This is for deep cracks, okay? When it's superficial cracks, it might be something else, and we're going to talk about it later, okay? So deep, deep cracks. All right. Now, I will give you a tip about this one. If you have a client that is maybe overweight, obese, or they put a lot of pressure on their heels, and you notice that they're using the formula, but the crack is just like opening and closing, opening and closing. It's not doing much. I like to protect that area a little bit more just because of the weight. So I like to put a heel cup or a kinetic tape, something to protect that area, and then have the client just moisturize every day with the formula. And I see faster results than having to wait, longer for the crack to heal, if that makes sense. Just because with the weight, the skin tends to open again, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about the advanced skin and nail care. This was our antibacterial, antimicrobial line. Is the red line, and we're going to be talking about it. First of all, what is spirulina, right? Here's a little video on what it is. This is so cute. I hope you can see it. I don't know if it has sound. Jen, I'm not sure if it does. All right, so this bioactive microalgae extract, which is called spirulina, is specifically designed to deliver optimal levels of cell protection, regeneration, and collagen synthesis to the skin and nails on the feet, okay, without disrupting the skin's natural flora, meaning, mimicking the composition of the skin. Spirulina works by inhibiting the harmful germs, and it's highly effective as an antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial properties, resulting in stronger skin barrier for healthier and happy feet. Okay, so if you are in North America, in certain countries, we were using clotrimazole, and we still use clotrimazole in a lot of the formulas. Clotrimazole is an antifungal agent. It has about 1% in the formula, so it's going to kill all that bacteria and fungal infection. But in some countries, due to regulations, they did not allow to use clotrimazole, so then we were using spirulina. And what we have found is that spirulina is very, very effective, and we love that it's a natural ingredient, right? It comes from the algae as well. So we're starting to switch in certain countries from clotrimazole to spirulina. So don't fuss; it's gonna come to you eventually, okay? And depending on where you are located. But spirulina, that's what it is. It's antimicrobial, it's antiviral, it's antibacterial. It comes from algae. It's just gonna protect the skin, and if we have any fungal infections or suspicions of any bacteria in the skin, it's really gonna get rid of it. It's really nice, okay? So we start with the first product, which is the peeling skin formula, or the number 7. This one is one of those products that does not have urea. Why? Because we're going to use this product on people that have excessive moisture on the skin. So the skin starts peeling, it starts getting itchy, red, pink, right? We suspect that might be like an athlete's foot situation when the skin or the foot, it's extremely hydrated, so a lot of excessive moisture. Excuse me. So you can see it like in between the toes, for example, where moisture gets trapped, and then it starts making that skin peel and itch. Or you can see it on the sole of the feet. Okay, so this one, what it has is just a spirulina to really kill that bacteria and help the skin get sealed again. It does not have urea because we already have a problem with excessive moisture, which is causing the skin to peel. So we're not going to add to that. Okay, so this will be great for people that sweat a lot, that have a lot of peeling on the skin, for people that you suspect that it has a fungal infection due to excessive moisture. They're going to use this to help kill that bacteria. Okay, this is a before and after, just in 2 weeks, how effective it is. Okay. It also helps with the itchiness, with the bad odor, And all that is thanks to the spirulina. Then we have the number 7+, which is the rough skin formula. This is for dry, rough skin and superficial cracking. This one is for people that, the skin feels very rough. They complain that their bed sheets are getting, ripped by their feet, and they make jokes about that. And it just feels very rough. And when you're doing your pedicure, you're just filing and filing and filing, and you did your exfoliation. And at the end of your pedicure, the skin feels still very rough and open, and it did not seal. Those are signs of rough skin. So then you're gonna be recommending to the client the rough skin formula. Other signs for this type of foot is you see superficial cracking. Okay, so no deep, just superficials, and you see the skin being like it has like fish scales and maybe like horizontal oh my God, cracks, right? Or openings. All that are signs that there might be a bacteria in there that is not allowing the skin to smooth, to close, and to seal. So then we're going to recommend for the client to take this rough skin formula. It does have urea because we have a very dry situation. We're having the skin very rough and dry and scaly. So it does have the urea, plus it has the spirulina to really kill that bacteria. Okay, so very important to know the differences between the peeling skin and the rough skin. The peeling skin is for people that have excessive moisture and is causing the skin to peel. And then the rough skin formula is for skins that are dry and rough and they don't smooth out on the pedicure. They also have superficial cracks and horizontal cracks as well. Then you're going to be recommending the rough skin formula. I also recommend this one as a preventative measure for people that like to travel a lot. So when we have clients that say, I'm going on a cruise, or I'm going to stay on an Airbnb, or I'm going to fly here and be on vacation here or there, because they are exposed to things on the floor and they're going to be walking barefoot, right? And the carpets and the pool, wherever the area might be, it is very important for them to use this formula as preventative because it has the urea for hydration, but it also has the spirulina for killing all the bacteria that they might encounter while they're walking barefoot. So I love to recommend it as preventative measure. Okay. Okay, so we have the nail tincture spray, which is the number 7T. This one is for potential onychomycosis, which is an infection of, it's a fungal infection on the nail, okay? This one has spirulina, which I already explained is antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. So it's really gonna get that bacteria out, but it also has avocado oil and panthenol. Avocado oil is one of the few oils that can actually penetrate the nail plate to restore it from the inside out. And panthenol is just a group of vitamin Bs that are going to restore the nail as well. That's why this product is so effective. And I don't know about you guys, but I've tried every antifungal product out there for nails, for toenails, and Footlogix has been the one that has given me the results that I want. And it's for that reason. The spirulina, the avocado oil, and the panthenol, okay? And also, if you are outside of these countries that use clotrimazole is very effective too on the toenail as well, okay? So you can see here a before and after 4 weeks. There's so many uses for this toenail tincture. You can use it for potential onychomycosis, whether it's mild or severe, for nails that are lifted with onycholysis, that they separated from the nail bed, for toenails with keratin granulation, which is that white mark spot because of the toenail dehydration, because of wearing polishes and permanent polishes for so long. You can use it for hematomas. The client hit the toenail, it has a bruise. It's just great to keep it protected and to grow it great. So it has so many uses. When we do the webinar for the fungus among us, we give you a lot of other options that you can use the toenail tincture for. So it's just great. Okay. And it's very important to understand when it's dry skin and when it's something else. Okay. When it's dry skin, we can see the lines of the skin. It's kind of like the footprint, right? And this is healthy. This is what a skin that is intact should look like. Okay. When it's more than a dry skin, meaning maybe a bacterial infection or anything like that, then we see rough skin, we see superficial cracking, we see that we cannot smooth the skin. That's how we know that there's a bacteria there that is not helping. And then when we get cracked skin, then we see the fissure, right? The skin open, it bled, it is painful. That creates other concerns, like, if it leaves it exposed for a long time, it can get bacterial infections in there, pathogens and bacteria can get in there. I had a client that unfortunately he did not treat his cracked skin for a very long time. So walking barefoot, he actually got a cellulitis infection, and he was in the hospital for 2 weeks because it just spread to his knee. So it is very important to make the client understand that, yes, you have these issues, but it's important to address them and to put that responsibility of taking care of their feet, every day at their house, because it can have other complications. It's not just that it looks ugly or it feels bad or it feels rough or it feels uncomfortable. It's just the other complications that can come with that. Okay. So it's very important to make the client understand that. I feel like clients put a lot of expectations on us. They want us to leave their feet completely perfect. But there are certain circumstances where I tell them, you need to help me. You need to help yourself and take care of that at home. And then we can reach that goal that we're trying to reach. All right, so we got specialty solutions. We're almost at the end. If you're still here with me, thank you so much. We keep going. With the specialty solutions is for specific things, okay? So we start with the cold feet formula, which is the number 4. This is for people that complain about cold feet all the time, whether that might be bad circulation or they're just like, cold all the time. Clients that suffer from Raynaud's syndrome, for example, where their extremities get blue or purple. So if you have a client that is always complaining about cold feet, this is their formula. Why? It does have the urea to keep moisturizing, but it also has arnica and rosemary. These 2 ingredients really help heal the skin and the irritations, and the rosemary really reduces the swelling and soothes the skin, and it just promotes the microcirculation. Okay. It also helps alleviating numb and cold sensations. So even somebody with the beginnings of neuropathy, or they might have some nerve issues, this helps kind of like bring that sensation back. Now, it doesn't cure it. This does not cure neuropathy or anything like that, okay? This is all superficial, but it does help with the cold sensations. I actually use this in my life just because my feet are always cold, but that's due to an accident that I had where I have some nerve damage on my feet. So they're cold all the time. They feel numb and kind of like tingly most of the time. So I started using this formula, and I'll be honest, it didn't work for me. But then when I called and I met Nikki for the first time, who is our English educator, she said to me, "How often are you using it?" And I said, "Well, when I remember." And she goes, "That's the problem. This product is accumulative, meaning that you need to use it and apply it every day without fail so you can feel and see the results of the arnica and the rosemary. If I use it whenever I want or whenever I remember, I'm only going to get the effects of the urea for moisturizing. But if I want to see the results for the cold feet, I have to use it every day." So she challenged me to use it for 10 days straight, no forgetting. So I put an alarm on my phone, a reminder to make sure that I don't forget. I already know my routine, right? So about the time that I usually go to bed, and I started applying every day without fail. And I will say by day 7, I could feel already an improve. And now I have used it for the last 5 years. And what I can say is I don't have to sleep with socks anymore. But in terms of the numbing and the tingliness, I don't experience that tingling every day. Like once in a while it might happen, or depending the activity that I'm doing for the day, I might exacerbate it, but it does not feel tingly all the time like it used to. So I have seen an improvement, and I love it because I don't have to think about that anymore, right? Because having that numb and tingling sensation all the time, it's just constantly in your mind because you're noticing it. So I just love this product. So I definitely recommend it for anybody like that. Okay. For So if we have other issues, we have number 5, which is the sweaty feet formula. This is for people that sweat excessively, or they might suffer from hyperhidrosis, which is a skin disorder where you sweat excessively as well. This one, what it has is oak bark extract and sage, which is an astringent and an antibacterial. So what this does is when a person is sweating too much, depending if it's hyperhidrosis or the lifestyle or the shoes that they're wearing or the socks that they're wearing, what it does is it helps reduce the sweat pore. Okay, we have a lot of sweat pores in our feet. We have over 400 sweat pores, I'm sorry, per square centimeter in our feet. So it's a lot of sweat pores, okay? So this one, what it does is it helps reduce the pore, not to close it completely, because we can't, okay? We need to sweat. That is part of our metabolic exchange. But it helps reduce it so that way the sweat production is not as much, okay? So this is great for athletes, for teenagers, for people with hyperhidrosis, for clients that maybe they wear this heavy insulated boots for work, or they're very active, nurses, you name it. Okay, so if they have that problem, this will be the formula to recommend. And it really, really does help. And if it's somebody with hyperhidrosis and their palm of their hands sweat a lot, you can use this formula for them too. You can use it in your hands as well, and it helps a lot. Then we have the tire leg formula. This is the number 8. This is the one of the unique products from Footlogix that is just for legs. This is not for feet. This is for legs. Everybody that has legs qualifies for this products. Okay. So everybody, I actually have it on my pedicure station and I like to put it on, even though, I know that the client has to use it every day, but it gives me an opportunity to talk to them about the importance of taking care of that microcirculation in their legs, okay? Because if we have impaired circulation, then that's how we start seeing a lot of issues in our feet. So this one has urea to really hydrate the skin, but it also has witch hazel and horse chestnut, which helps strengthen the veins and the capillary walls, and it reduces the leg fatigue. So this is great for everybody with legs, including people that travel a lot, people that use compression socks, diabetics, and honestly, everybody, but giving you a little idea. If they use compression socks, they can use this product, and because it has the dermal infusion technology, it gets absorbed really quickly. So once they put the compression socks, there's no worry about having the socks, absorb the product or breaking down the product. None of that, okay? It's just gonna stay there, okay? So it's great. I will encourage that you use it first so you can see the changes on your skin and also how your your legs feel after a long day. Okay. This is great too for people that suffer from the restless leg syndrome, or they experience a lot of leg fatigue at the end of the day. Okay. So people that are standing up all the time, sitting a lot of time, us that were pedicurists, we need to be using this product. Okay. Because we're sitting all the time. Okay, so then we have the number 9 and number 10, which is the Foot Fresh deodorant spray, and then the shoe spray. I'm going to explain that in a second. This one is to disinfect the feet. And, for people that have bad odor or they sweat a lot, or maybe they have a fungal infection, bacterial infection, anybody, that needs to disinfect their feet. This one has tea tree oil, which will kill the bacteria that makes the bad odor. And it also has menthol to leave that fresh scent, okay? So it's ideal for athletes, teenagers. Honestly, anybody that uses the sweaty feet formula should be using the Foot Fresh, just because when you have excessive sweat, the feet kind of smell a little bit because that's the bacteria, right? That is causing that smell. So this one will actually help kill that bacteria and leave it fresh with the menthol scent, okay? So it's really, really great. Then we have the number 10, which is the Shoe Fresh deodorant spray. This one has just tea tree oil, no menthol, and this one is meant to disinfect and kill the bad odor of inside the shoes. You can also use it for sports gear, so like gloves and helmets and stuff like that, just to disinfect. So the way I do it with clients is if they're using the Sweaty Feet formula, if they're using an antifungal line, I give them the disinfectant sprays because we need to kill the bacteria that stays inside the shoes and inside the socks, and we need to also refresh that foot that just has that bad odor, okay? So I always sell it as a package, if you will. Like I said, get creative. So you can include it in a bundle with the antifungal line, with the sweaty feet formula, or honestly, we all know our clients or soccer moms to say, oh, my teenagers just stink. Great, here are the sprays. And it helps a lot. Then we have the ultimate at-home care combo. This is the one I told you about that we're going to talk about. This is the callus softener and the foot file formulated specifically for home use, okay? So remember I told you the callus softener, the professional product, we're not going to sell it to the client because we do have one for home use. This is the one. This one has the callus softener formulated for at-home use. It does not have the spray nozzle, but it does have the 360 nozzle, so you can rotate in any way and it's still gonna work. And it kind of looks like a mousse, but it just comes out as a spray, okay? And then it has the foot file, which is also formulated for this for the home use. With the foot file, let me see if I have, here we go. Okay, with the foot file, what you're gonna notice is it's the same metal, is the same German metal, stainless steel and everything. It's just going to be a smaller foot file, and the handle, instead of being a stainless steel, is going to be rubber. Why? Because this is for home use. I don't need to soak it in a disinfectant. I don't need to put it in an autoclave for sanitation. This is for home use. Clients can use it. They can use it on themselves and then just wash it with soap and water and just let it dry. So that's why, you know, it's a little smaller, and also the handle is rubber, but it still does the same work because it's still the same metal and still engraved the same way. Okay, so that's how it's used. So if you have clients that, you know, tell you, well, I use a pumice stone, or I use a grater, or I use this at my bathroom, whatever, tell them to throw it away because those are single item use, and have them have the foot file with the callus softener. Why is it important? Because let me see if I have, oh, I went back too fast, sorry. Because if they're using a pumice stone, for example, pumice stones are, they're porous, so they accumulate bacteria and humidity, and, you know, one bacteria can turn into trillions in just a 24-hour cycle. So if they're using that pumice stone and then they leave it in the shower, and then 2 months later they remember and they use it again, they're just introducing all the bacteria into the skin, and that can turn into something else, okay? So with the foot file at home, they don't have to worry about that because it's stainless steel. It's just easy to wash and disinfect, and it's just not going to accumulate anything. And it's safe for every skin. It's not going to be abrasive. It's not going to open the skin or anything like that, okay? We sell it as a combo, and the intention created for this product was we always have to give it to the customer together as a combo to provide the results that we're promising the clients. If I sell the callus softener by itself, and then the client uses it, but uses a pumice stone, or uses a what we call a cheese grater, or uses something too aggressive, they're not going to see the results that we are promising, and then they're going to come back to you and say, this doesn't work. My skin is rough, it's open, it's actually worse than when I started, right? And it's not the product, it's what they're using. And in the same fashion, if we sell them the foot file by itself and no callus softener, we don't know what they're going to use. They might use products that are irritating to the skin, those trendy peeling skin products with the foot file, or they might just use it with no product at all and actually hurt themselves. So then they're going to come back to you and say, this actually was worse, my skin is worse, right? And it's because they're not using the right product. So it is very important to understand that this combo needs to be sold together. And that is the intention behind it. Now, I have some clients that say, but Yali, I ran out of the callus softener and I just need that restocked. Still, you get it completely. You can give the foot file to your husband or to your sister or to somebody that you know that is not going to, you know, get a pedicure, or they don't want their feet touched. I also like that we have this combo just because we do have clients that maybe don't get a pedicure so often, or they don't have the means to come often, or, we have some stubborn husbands and family members that they don't want their feet touched. So this is a great way for them to take care of their feet at home without having to come to a professional. Okay. It makes sure that they're doing it right and that they're using the right product. So if we have somebody like that, I would suggest that you sell the callus softener with the foot file and then a moisturizing solution, any mousse, depending on the client, to then hydrate the skin and maintain those results. Okay, so there's a lot of uses for this combo. Again, if you need ideas on how to be creative, how to talk to the client, I'm here for you. I've done this for 8 years. This is one of the new products. This is the hydrating hand mousse. This came out this year, and I'm so excited to talk about it because we've been asking for something for our hands. Footlogix is all about feet. I get it. But I think we can all agree that we cannot find a good hand product that will moisturize and give us the results as fast as we can. And also, that it's not greasy and it doesn't prevent us from doing things. So here we have the hydrating hand mousse. Thank you, Catherine, for creating this product. This one has urea, like always, just to keep hydrating with the dermal infusion technology, but it also has an extract of this plant that I'm still trying to learn to memorize it. It's called Chelidonium majus. I'm still practicing on that, which it just helps promote and heal the skin and soften it. It has like a light smell. I just love it. It's just so great. It has a light, airy texture. It absorbs quickly and it leaves no greasy residue. And it's safe for all types of skin. So people with like extreme dry hands, even cracked or calloused, depending on the work they do, or just to keep, just to moisturize. This is the hand mousse for them. So I use it now religiously on my manicures and I use it religiously on myself. So I put the hydrating hand mousse and then the cuticle conditioner and my client is set for the day. So I encourage you to try it. It feels amazing. So I'm excited about this product. And another product that got released this year that I'm excited to talk about is the Comfies. These are the new sandals created by Footlogix. I love these sandals. Why we created a pedicure sandal is not for polishing toenails. That is just an added bonus. So we're going to enhance the spa experience, right? With the branded sandal, that's fine. We're going to cater to a diverse clientele, and it's the ultimate recovery sandal. This sandal was made to really recover the feet after a long day of work, whether you're standing for a long time, whether you're walking, or you suffer from plantar fasciitis or heel spurs, or you just need some support on your feet and alleviate, this is the sandal for you, okay? Why? Because it has so many features. I'll go back to that slide. I just want to explain to you what it does. So this is the sandal itself, okay? I don't know if I have a pointer here. Maybe I do. Laser point. Here we go. Can you see it? Perfect. So the sandal itself, it has arch support. So this area here is very thick. The actual sole itself is thicker to provide that cushion, okay? It has an extra protection for the heel cup, okay, for the shock absorption. So it's great for people that suffer from, heel spurs or heel pain or put a lot of pressure on their heels. If you suffer from plantar fasciitis, you have the arch support, okay? You have these little dots and indentations on the sole. This is purposely made to promote that microcirculation. Those little dots put pressure on certain parts of the foot to promote that microcirculation, to stimulate it. So it's just great for that circulation that we barely have, okay? So just to promote that. And then it has these separators, okay? That again, is not only for toenail polishing, that's just an added bonus. The intention of having the toes separated is because I don't know if you guys are aware, but our feet are not supposed to be super tight inside the shoes, okay? Fashion and the way shoes are made, they teach us that the narrower, the better, because it's what makes our feet look pretty. But in reality, our feet are actually needing to be a little bit separated, okay? Why? Because that way when we walk, we have the stability that we need and the motion to keep moving forward. If they're all on top of each other, or deformed, right? That does not allow us to walk properly, okay? Because every toe has its function. So it's very important to have it separate, right? We don't want them like this, but we definitely want them not like this, okay? So if you have deformities like hammer toes or mallet toes, cloud toes, overlapping toes, bunions, this will help keep them separated, keep them in line, okay? And not to make the problem worse. Now, we're not claiming that this is a bunion corrector or is a toe deformity corrector. This is only to keep it from getting worse, okay? So very important to understand that. And then underneath the sandal, sorry, you have the non-skid soles, which prevent, sliding. So you don't have any risk of falling or sliding or anything like that. So it's just safe for everybody, okay? So those are the benefits of the sandals. They are eco-friendly pedicure sandals, okay? You don't have to use like the toe separators that, are discarded or the cottons or anything like that. You just use your sandal. The client can bring it back after they purchase it. They can use it at home. They can use it to go grocery shopping, whatever they want, okay? They are the ultimate recovery sandal because it has the separators and everything else that I kind of listed. It's really for all day foot support, and it improves the blood circulation and the blood flow. Okay, so it's really, really great. Now, here's my disclaimer as a professional. There is a period of adjustment with clients, and this is important that you guys understand, because once you start receiving some feedback from clients, I want you to understand what you're saying and what's happening. Okay, there is an adaptive time, if you will, where I tell my clients, when you start using it, I need you to use it for a few days while you're watching TV, Netflix, TikTok, whatever you're doing, your feet are up, you're going to put those sandals and you're going to use them, and you're not going to walk on them. Why? Because right now I want them to just adjust to the sensation of having something separating their toes. If it's somebody that their toes have been together for a long time, or they're overlapping and they're super tight, separating those toes can be a little bit uncomfortable. And if they feel uncomfortable and pain, they're not going to use it. And then we just wasted a product, right? So I need them to get used to the separation. Once they do that, I just tell them, once a day for 1 hour while you're watching TV or whatever you're doing that your feet are up, you're going to use that for an hour, and then that's it. After a few days, then I want you to start walking with them, because I just want them to get used to the separation, because it feels different, because we've been using shoes that make our feet so narrow for the longest time. We're not used to having this sensation. Okay, so there's a period of adjustment, and I need you to understand that so you can explain it to the client to manage expectations. Because if you don't say anything to the client's going to come back to you and say, that hurt my feet and I didn't use it. Okay, very important to understand that. Okay, what else? So who are these for? Yoga enthusiasts, athletes, and runners, okay? People that are on their feet all the time, people that suffer from plantar fasciitis, overlapping toes, things like that, okay? It is great. All right, I have talked to you about all the products. These are just the before and afters. I am so eager to hear your questions. This is before and after one pedicure. As you can see, the results are just amazing. For something like that, I would definitely recommend the rough skin formula at home, okay? Because we have the superficial cracking and we have that rough skin that, is probably not going to seal as much. Here is the before and after using just the cuticle softener and then conditioner, okay? It's great. This is amazing results with the crack heel formula, okay? This one took more than 30 days because of the reason of the overweight. This gentleman was a little bit overweight, and he wanted to take care of his feet. He wanted to take care of his health. So he made a commitment to himself to not only seek the foot care that he needed, but also taking care of his weight as well and his health. So as you can see, on the 6 weeks after that, we can see an improvement. And then after 16 weeks, it's all sealed. It's just great. We can really make an impact on people's lives. Here, another rough skin formula after 2 weeks. Okay. The cuticle softener and no, actually, this is a toenail tincture. We need to fix this one. Look at that. 28 weeks, okay? Why do we see these results? Because of the avocado oil and the panthenol plus the spirulina. It's just protecting that nail. It's just beautiful, okay? When we are at the shows, at the expos, that you're gonna find us at the big ones, we do the 1 foot challenge, which means that we use the cuticle, the callus softener, the foot file, and then we put a hydrating mousse on 1 foot, and we tell the client, go walk around, you know, the show, and then just come back and tell me how it feels. And they always come back and tell us, can you do our other feet? It just feels amazing. So it just provides the results that we're looking for, okay? We have our SPAT network, which is if you're a professional, a clinic that you're using Footlogix products, you can register with our SPAT network. That way we can put you in the map, and clients are always calling, emailing, trying to find out who is using Footlogix near them. So we can, you know, use the database for that. You also have access to a lot of resources that you can use. So when you go to footlogix.com, you're actually not going to see an online shopping website. You're actually just going to see the registration for partnering. And that way you register as a partner, meaning that you're using the products, and then you immediately have access to all the resources that we have. And the resources that we provide is marketing materials, before and after pictures that you can use, logos, product information, educational, everything that you need to keep using Footlogix, to keep informing yourself, educating yourself. Actually, my pictures at the salon, I use my pictures from clients, but I also use the ones that Footlogix provide, the before and after. So I just like download it, print it out, frame it, and that's a visual for clients. So I just love it. If you're going to use their logos or any marketing material, the only thing that we're asking you is to please do not modify it or change it, because that is our logo, right? It's trademark, it's registered, it is our company. So that's the only thing that we ask for, but it gives you all the resources that you need. If you need videos on how to use it or anything like that, it's just great. You also can subscribe to our newsletter, and then you're going to get notifications about you know, our webinars, upcoming events, our blogging, that we always have educational content. So it's just great to be a partner with Footlogix, okay? You get visibility, you get resources that I talked to you about, and business growth. I saw this firsthand when I visited the headquarters for Footlogix for the first time. People call from all over the world asking, hey, where can I find a Footlogix professional? And our wonderful Jessica, she goes through the database and she's like, oh, where are you at? Okay, these are the people, I'm going to email that to you. So it's very important that you register as a partner, okay? We also have the webinars, like I said, English and Spanish. Footlogix is the only one that does Spanish webinars. So for everybody else that speaks Spanish, love you. I'm going to be your educator. So we get monthly webinars talking about a little bit of everything, foot care, products, and everything. We also have social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Now, for Footlogix on Instagram and Facebook, we have 2 accounts. We have Footlogix Professional and Footlogix. Footlogix is for clients to find the product and to know how to use it. And then Footlogix Professionals is for us, the professionals, to know about how to use the product, webinars, events, everything that you need to know as a professional. So make sure that you follow both. And when you are, you know, showcasing on social media your before and after, make sure that you tag them, because they do repost it. So make sure that the picture has a quality image and that you're explaining that it's before and after and what products are you using. It is just great. Okay, so we have a community online as well. We also have a YouTube channel where it details how to use a product, whether you're a professional or a customer. So remember that QR code I told you on the bottles? It prompts one of those videos. And what I love about this is that every video has subtitles in 19 languages. So it just has everything that you need, okay? Healthy, happy feet. My goodness, thank you so much for being this webinar with me, for listening to me, and for sticking with me for this hour and a half.